And today again I'm going to talk on Laudato Si on cultural ecology. In the chapter 4, titled Integral Ecology, Pope Francis talks about environmental, ecological, social ecology. Those three are always together. So far we have been fragmenting those three as separate components, but Pope Francis is telling no, you shouldn't separate economy, environment, society, separate. You can't do that because we have been doing in business as usual model. Um, we have been progressing at the expense of environment. Economy was improving at the expense of environment. Society was progressing at the expense of environment. So actually the economical growth and the social growth, environment was a collateral damage. That is what we have been doing in business as usual model. But now Pope Francis in Laudato Si is warning people around the world, never treat them as isolated. Don't fragment them. Three of them together. We need to progress together. Economy, environment, and society. We need to progress together, not one at the expense of the other. So in integral ecology model, we are together in union. If at all we progress, three of them progress together. We grow together. That is development, not at the expense of anything else. Okay? Now he talks about cultural ecology. What is cultural ecology? You see, the nature is a kind of biological wealth belonging to all of humanity, the present, the past, and the future generations. So it is a patrimony. Pope calls it a patrimony. In other words, it's a treasure. It is a pearl belonging to the whole humanity. And also culture is also similarly, it's a patrimony. It is a cultural wealth, he calls it. In fact, there are three wealth, economic wealth, cultural wealth, biological wealth. You know very well economic wealth, money, GDP, gold, silver, what you own. We know very well, we understand it perfectly, 100%. Cultural wealth, yeah, temples, roads, houses, art, our history, all human achievements can be termed as cultural ecology, and it is our cultural wealth. The last one, biological wealth, is there. Ultimately, it's a misunderstanding. Nobody understands it. Nobody wants to understand it. So that is a real wealth. Biological wealth is nothing but our mountains, our rivers, water, air, land, soil, mosquitoes, bees, frogs, fish, everything. This is the biological wealth. Our hands, thousands of hands, they're all our biological wealth. Biological wealth is one-time bonanza. If you lose it, it's lost forever. If you reduce a mountain for house building or a temple building, it's lost, biological wealth. Actually, we turn biological wealth into economic wealth and cultural wealth. So Pope is telling we need to respect all the three. Economic wealth is good, cultural wealth is good, at the same time biological wealth. These should be always intact. They should progress together. So cultural wealth talks about every country, every nation. For example, India has got a rich patrimony of culture. Pope Francis writes in the paragraph number 143, that is article 143 in Laudato Si. Let me read it for you. Together with the patrimony of nature, there is also an historic, artistic, and cultural patrimony which is likewise under threat because of globalization. This beautiful culture of ours is under threat right now because of globalization. Monoculture. India is a colorful country, and there are 27 states, and there are so beautiful variety of food and dress and dance and music and temple architecture. But today, because of globalization, one culture, there is a jean culture, there is a t-shirt culture, there is a chudidar culture, there is a Western culture, even food. There's so much of beauty in Indian food, but today burgers, today there is a French fries. So we are losing our culture. Not only India has got yoga, it has got Sanskrit background, and it has got beautiful meditational techniques. Today we are all losing for Western culture. So the Western culture is like a bulldozer dosing it, everything to extinction. But we shouldn't do that. That's what Pope says. Pope says we need to preserve our culture and our yoga, our old traditions, Hindu traditions. He continues, this patrimony is a part of the shared identity of each place and the foundation upon which to build a habitable city. If at all we want to feel proud, and in our psyche, if you want to feel little respect and good esteem, we need to bring back our own history from the past, our Vedas and Upanishads and our Maurya Empire, Gupta Empire. All those things is a patrimony of our culture which makes us to feel good, makes us to feel proud as Indians. Pope continues, it is not a matter of tearing down and building new cities, supposedly more respectful of the environment, yet not always more attractive to live in. Today, lot of structures, they don't belong in India. And even if you build a big palace, I mean, you are living in a culture. That palace is not going to make you happy anyway. Only your culture is going to make you happy. So, architecture should be locally enhanced. We need not bring a strange idea from some other country and build and provoke other people. That's what we have been doing. Church buildings and so on, they are provoking, but now we need to adapt ourselves with the local culture. I think Pope Francis is calling all of us to save our ecology, environment, and especially cultural wealth. India is rich in cultural wealth. I think we need to educate our children and to preserve, not to destroy any temples, not to destroy any architecture, monuments, not to destroy our own language, especially Tamil language is beautiful. All the languages, 24 languages are beautiful. It's our cultural heritage, our dress code, sari, our food habits, everything is our culture. We need to protect. Pope Francis in Laudato Si recommends and appeals to protect all the cultures of the world. And thank you. God bless.